Hello, welcome to my channel. Are you raising laying hens? Or you're wondering how much protein do they really need? Well, we have this. It's online. You can look it up. It's called Estimated Daily Protein Requirements of Laying Hens by B.L. Reed, Department of Animal Sciences, University of Arizona, Tucson, Arizona. You can look this up. You can print it out. You can save it as a PDF under the print. And you will read when you get towards the end of it. It says, and right here, the mortality observed in the treatment groups varied from 2.2 to 8.9% at protein levels of 13.5% and above. Okay? Among the birds fed 11.5 and 10% protein diets, the mortalities were 31.1 and 53.3 respectively. We don't want 53.3 mortalities because, and if you look at these YouTube videos where people are doing their own chicken feed, some of them are saying things like their chickens only need 10 or 12% protein, right? And then others are saying that they're creating high protein chicken feed. And if you add it up, you'll find it's only about 10% protein. Some of them are saying that wheat has like 35 or 40% protein or something like that. Or some ingredient, I can't remember what it is, that only has like 10 or 12% protein in it. So even though they're saying they're doing the math, if you add it up and do the math yourself, they're only getting 10 or 12% protein in the feed that they're creating. And I'm not saying it's bad to create your own feed mix. I'm just saying you need to be able to do the math so that they get the right amount of protein and don't just take somebody else's word for it. And then this right here, it says regression analysis yielded an estimate of 14.6% dietary protein as a requirement for optimum egg production, egg weight, and egg output. That's what you want. You want optimum egg production, egg weight, and egg output. And it says to support an average egg production of 77%. So this talks about diets containing between 13.5 and 19.5% protein. So that you can go and you can read this, you can find this online, and I recommend that you read it and get more information from it. Because you want to know, you want to study, you want to have, chickens. So you want to have this one right here. It says this level of dietary protein supported an egg laying rate of 78.2% with the 19.5% protein diet. So, and then it says regression analysis indicated that a level of 14.6% dietary protein with a daily protein, and it talks about it. You want to have optimum egg production, right? So I would go and read this study to try to find out what you can find about their results and their discussions and their tests and the different things that they did. Another thing you can find at the Alabama A&M and Auburn University's Extension Office, aces.edu, you can Google search for it, Nutrition for Backyard Chicken Flocks. And this has information on it as well. And it talks about different things that your chickens might need and the poultry diets. So in here, right here, it has a table that you can print out that talks about the percentages of protein, and it talks about calcium, and right there, that you might need for your chickens for laying and breeding and things like that. And it has where you can print it out. And you can print it out, or you can, where it goes to print, you can change the output so that you can save it as a PDF document on your computer. And it talks about different information. It has a lot of different information on it that you might want if you're raising chickens. And you can go on there and look at their tables, and they talk about feeding them. They talk about calcium supplement, grit supplement, feeding birds for meat production, and information like that that you might want. It might, I think it even talks about feeding roosters. So mash versus pellets or crumblers, feed management. There's a lot of good information, and you can download that article as a PDF. So I just wanted you to see this because I'm watching these YouTube videos and I'm hearing people saying things like their laying hens only need 10% protein. So they're mixing feed, and you can hear them saying they're doing it for the first time and they're only giving their chickens 10% protein, 10 to 12% protein, right? So you need to know things like the mortality rate being 31 to 53.3% respectively if they're given protein diets. So you need to read all the different information you can find. And you need to be able to do the math, because someone else saying this is a high protein diet and they're mixing 3 or 4 or 5 things, or they might say that this is so much percentage of their mix, when that's not even the right percentage of what it is when they're mixing it that way. They might be telling you that this is a 35% or 30% of the mix or 50% of the mix, or they might be mixing 110 pounds and adding it like it's 100 pounds, or they might be saying that I'm mixing this, and this, so this is 30% of what's in there and this is 50% of what's in there, and it may not be. It may be less when they're doing that. So you've got to be able to do the math yourself and double check it. Double check everything that they're saying if you're mixing the feed yourself. And if you're wanting to buy feed and you're going to a local commercial store and you're finding, oh, the feed's $20 for 16% protein, check your local farm co-op stores, your farm feed stores. There's some store that's, I can't remember what it's called, something to do with Royal or something. We don't have one of those stores here. But sometimes their chicken feed is 16%, and it might only be $12 or $15 instead of the $20. And scratch grains. You can look at the scratch grains and see, what's the protein percent in there, and can you throw something in there a little bit to make the protein a little bit higher. And you don't want them to have too much protein either. You don't want them, like 35-40%. If you look online, it says it's too much in some of the places. So, and don't take my word for it. Double check it. Double check everything I'm saying. Look online, do your own research. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. I hope this helps somebody. I don't want to go rambling off. Sometimes I just start rambling and I wanted a short video. So please feel free to leave comments and have a great day. Bye-bye.